Okay, everybody, it is summertime, and a lot of people who should have lost weight a long time ago are looking for a shortcut. And the kind of person who waits until the last minute is also looking usually for a magic pill. Okay, so the question keeps coming up, what is there that I can take to help me lose weight? Okay, is there a magic pill out there? And the answer is no, comma, but there was. Once again, I'm an old man. I'm old enough to remember the 90s when something came out called Ripped Fuel. And it was a diet pill that actually worked. Okay, you took it and you lost weight. Now, it wasn't a magic diet pill because those things don't exist except in fairy tales. You couldn't take a Ripped Fuel and eat a pizza and lose weight, but it sped you up. So what that means is you're on, low calories, you're on low carbs, and you're not fat adapted, so you're suffering, okay? Well, because it speeds you up, it reduces your appetite. Whether you're on, caffeine, black coffee, or cocaine, anything that speeds you up is going to curb your appetite. So this didn't make you burn fat, but what it did do is it helped you be less hungry, stay on your diet, and therefore you burnt fat, okay? Another thing it did is it sped you up. So it means that if you are on low carbs and you're not fat adapted and you're suffering, it means if you're on low calories, you have no energy, you're suffering, it sped you up. So you still had enough energy to go through your day. If you took it before a workout, you had enough energy to go through your workout, okay? And the last thing is, once again, it speeds you up. So yes, it did stimulate your metabolism a little bit and you lost more weight than if you hadn't been taking it. Now, once again, this doesn't mean you sit down and eat pizza and take Ripped Fuel and you lose weight. What it means is if you get a person who diets and exercises and another person on the same diet and the same exercise routine, if you take Ripped Fuel, you will lose a considerable amount of fat faster than the person who didn't take it, okay? It does give you an edge, but it doesn't do anything for you unless you do the diet and you do the exercise. So, sounds awesome. Where can I get it? Nowhere, okay? Because like everything else that works, it's illegal. People were having like heart attacks and all kinds of stuff was happening. And why is this happening? Well, a lot of times it happens because somebody does something stupid. They take too much. They don't drink water, they don't eat at all. They have, a lot of times, a genetic predisposal to having a heart attack anyway, and it doesn't help to take shit that's gonna speed you up, okay? So it went from being the ECA stack, ephedrine, caffeine, and aspirin, down to the mahuang, white willow bark, and guarana or cola nut or guarana stack, which is basically the herbal version of ephedrine, caffeine, and aspirin, okay? Then after that, it became completely illegal to put anything like this into a fat-burning supplement, okay? So you can't really get it anywhere these days. However, the raw materials are still available. Now, before I say this, let me just first say that I do not use this. Let me just say I do not recommend this. Okay, let me just say that nothing I'm saying in any of these videos, especially this one, is legal or medical advice. Don't do a damn thing that I say. Don't screw yourself up and say, I told you to, okay? I'm telling you not to do this. But people are going to do stuff regardless of what you tell them, so I'm going to explain to you how to recreate the old ECA stack. But first, let me just say, I never liked it. Back in the 90s, when I got my hand on a bottle of Ripped Fuel, I took a couple and I didn't like it and I stopped taking it. As a matter of fact, this one bottle of Ripped Fuel, I was in the military at the time, got handed around the barracks because I didn't like the way it made me feel. It just made me feel weird. It gave another friend of mine heart palpitations. It made another friend of mine vomit. Another friend of mine, he's like, I'm not taking that. It takes the lead out of your pencil. It made him impotent. So this one bottle of Ripped Fuel went around the entire barracks and everybody took a couple, had some really bad side effects, and never used it again. So like I said, just do the work. All this will do is help you stick to your diet, help you go through your workout, help you go through your day while you're low energy because of your diet, and it will help you maybe speed up your metabolism a little bit, but I recommend you don't do it. But since everybody wants to do it anyway, let's talk about it. Okay, you take like 80 milligrams of aspirin, okay? That's basically like a baby aspirin, Okay, you take 200 milligrams of caffeine. As I've said, that's the caffeine tablet that you go to the pharmacy and just grab. Okay, stay awake, so whatever they call them. It's basically just one tablet of caffeine, 200 milligrams. Buy it from any pharmacy. Ephedrine is not illegal. Okay, ephedrine is not even controlled or prescription. What it is the stuff in ephedrine is used to make crystal meth. So people would just buy the whole shelf and make crystal meth. Well, you have to actually go into like the Walmart pharmacy, and this is in America, and ask the pharmacist, show him your ID card, or your ID card. Okay, I'm stuck a few years back. Your driver's license. And they'll actually write it down and note how often you're buying how much, so you can't have enough to make meth. Okay, you can have enough because what ephedrine really is a bronchodilator. Okay, it's an asthma medication. It will open up your lungs if you're having like a mild asthma issue. Okay, so it gives you enough to medicate yourself, but you don't have enough to actually make crystal methamphetamine out of it. So you can get all three components. Okay, from what I know, the ephedrine tablets are usually like 12.5 milligrams. So you take 2 ephedrine tablets, whether it's Privatine or Bronchate or whatever. You take 1 200 milligram caffeine tablet, and 180 milligram aspirin. Okay, that is one dosage. Okay, and you take no more than 3, maybe 4 of those a day. Okay. And you take them throughout the day. So you wake up in the morning, empty stomach, take your first dose. I recommend you only take 1 dose the first couple days to see how it works out. Maybe it will work out better than it did with me. I didn't like it from the first dose. Okay. Second, you wait a couple days after 1, 2, 3 days of this, and you're doing good. Then about 4 or 5 hours later, you add another dose. Okay. You do that for a couple days. If you're handling it well, another 2, 3 days later, you can add another dose. Like I said, I recommend you don't go over 3 doses a day, at least 4 hours in between doses, and certainly do not go over 4 doses a day, okay? And, like I said, how long can you do this? You shouldn't be doing this for more than a couple months, like let's say 8 weeks at a time, okay? Because after that, your body gets so used to it that you don't get any effects. It doesn't give you the energy, it doesn't give you the appetite suppression, and it doesn't burn any fat after you've been on it for a while. It's the same thing as drinking beer or drinking coffee or smoking cigarettes. After a while, you don't notice the effects anymore because you get used to it. So like I said, I wouldn't do this for longer than 8 weeks. You probably shouldn't have to severely diet for more than 8 weeks anyway. You're way the hell too overweight if you need to severely diet for over 8 weeks anyway. And while you're on this for the 8 weeks, what I do recommend is you take at least 1 day, more like 2 days off, okay, during the week, where you don't take it at all, to keep you from getting desensitized, to keep you from not feeling the effects anymore, okay? So like I said, ECA stack, ripped fuel, I never liked it. I don't recommend it. A lot of people had great success with it. I don't recommend you try it, but if you do, that's how you do it. Don't say I told you to do this. So while you're here, subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I usually don't talk about stuff like magic diet pills. I usually talk about diets that work and exercises that work and how to stay motivated that works, okay? So subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you want me to cover anything in the future videos, because that's the only reason I talked about magic fat burning pills, is because I got a bunch of emails and I thought I'd answer the questions that the people want to know the answers to.